Hello, welcome. Welcome to Let's Talk NBA, specifically NBA playoffs with Rick Manarino. Thanks for your viewership again. Thank you for liking our show and sharing it with your friends and watching us on YouTube and Roku and here WWDBTV. Playoff time in the NBA. I love it. The next several weeks we're going to be going for a while. I think the finals start like June. It's crazy, but we got one play-in game left. The Clippers versus New Orleans at Clipperville in Los Angeles. The new, what is it called, Crypto Clearance Arena now, no longer Staples, but it's interesting. I think the Clippers are going to win that game. I don't know. The Clippers in that play-in game against Minnesota. I actually, and to be always transparent with the audience, I actually took the 3.5 points in the Clippers in that game, and I was a bit surprised that when it counted in the last few minutes, they got outscored by Minnesota, specifically by D'Angelo Russell. The guy had 1 point. D'Angelo Russell, again, ex-Laker. How many ex-Lakers are out there that are in the playoffs? It's crazy. How many ex-Lakers are in the playoffs? Just take the time to count them. It's more than 10. These are all guys that played for the Lakers that got traded away for people like Anthony Davis and all these different trades they made. There's a lot of Lakers in the playoffs. The two that come to mind quickly, three actually. Caruso is in Chicago, and you got Brandon Ingram in New Orleans, and you got D'Angelo Russell. Ball got he's not playing for Chicago right now, but he's hurt, knee injury. But he was another ex-Laker, first-round draft choice. But here we go into the playoffs, and I'm going to pick the Clippers to beat New Orleans. I don't know if they will, but for your reward, you get the Clippers. Get to play Phoenix, or New Orleans gets to play Phoenix. So it's a foregone conclusion. That's going to be a quick series because Phoenix is real serious about winning this thing. And I hope all of you are aligning your teams and your bets. And this is a great time to put a few dollars on NBA playoffs. Things you have to look for, things you really look for in NBA playoffs is who's the home team. Home team is very important. Who is really a good defensive team? You find in the playoffs, teams will step up their defense. A team like Golden State will step up their defense. Phoenix already has great defense. Boston has a great defense. That's going to be a fascinating matchup with Brooklyn and Boston. Brooklyn ends up winning that game the other night against Cleveland and gets to play Boston. And already they're popping off that kid Brown, what's his name, Brian Brown, Bruce Brown, whatever his name is. He starts now. He's an average player for Brooklyn, and he's talking about, with the injuries that Boston has, that they're going to be able to, that Brooklyn is going to be able to take advantage of the big men. Well, who does really Brooklyn have? I still think that guys like Tice and Horford are going to be still going to be good players for Boston, and I can't see Brooklyn beating Boston. I know you got Kyrie, I know you got Kevin Durant, but I still can't see him winning. I can't see him beating Boston. I can't see anybody beating Miami in the first couple rounds. Miami is another team that is just loaded. I mean, Miami is really loaded. So. In the East, who do you really look for? Who do you really look for to make some noise? Now, we still got a play-in game over there. In the East, you've got Atlanta and Cleveland. I think, again, it's going to be a foregone conclusion that Atlanta's going to beat them, make the playoffs, and, have to play. For your reward, you get to play the number one pick, Miami. Again, Brooklyn's going to play Boston, but you got some good matchups coming there in the East. But I don't think they're nearly as good as what's going to happen in the West. I mean, Phoenix really is the team. Phoenix really is the team that's to beat for everything. And it's very interesting. I was reading an article about the bets, of course, that are already down in Vegas for the playoffs, and the advanced bets of who's going to win it all. Well, Phoenix has big odds to win it all, but there are so many bets down in Vegas for Phoenix that they're talking about Vegas getting killed, really getting beat bad if Phoenix wins this whole thing. So Vegas has got their fingers crossed. I think the big gambling sites that take advanced wagering on who's going to win it all and give out, some pretty crazy odds, but people still take them. You're not going to make a lot of money unless you bet a lot of money. The guys that bet the big money, $2 million, 500,000, 100,000, and put it on Phoenix, they'll take whatever odds. And it looks good for Phoenix. But we have one thing that we've talked about all year when we've talked about NBA. What have we consistently talked about when we talk about NBA? What is it? Injuries. Injuries are prominent. Remember last year Chris Paul went down. Injuries are very, very, very tough on a team. If you lose a Ja Morant, even though Memphis has played very well when he has been hurt, I look at a team like Memphis. The most intriguing matchup to me of all of them, and again, we got to give Phoenix their props. They had the great year. We know Phoenix is a team to beat, and they are on a mission. And Chris Paul deserves that, by the way. Chris Paul is one of the hardest working guys in the NBA. He's had a great career. He's been an exemplary citizen in the NBA. He's been a good dude. He's been a good leader. He's taught people a lot. He's helped a lot of kids. And he does a lot of good social work. A lot of good work out there. So I really hope for Chris Paul's sake that Phoenix wins it. It's a little more sentimental for me. But if Phoenix wins it, it's not as much fun. I'd like to see somebody like Memphis step up and win it. Can Memphis win it? The thing that's interesting to me, Memphis has a really good ball club. They won a lot of games this year with Ja Morant out of the lineup. But people don't realize their second best player last year, Dylan Brooks, is a really good player that's been out most of this year. And they've been winning. They've been winning without him. Now, you got Ja Morant and Brooks back, in addition to those other guys that they got in there, Steven Adams and Jared Jackson. That's a good ball club. Memphis is a really good ball club. But I think Minnesota is going to give them a run for their money. Minnesota has a really, really good team, I'm telling you. Hard-working. They got some, D'Angelo Russell took that game over against the Clippers the other night. He's very, very, very capable. And Minnesota has some really good young players that play hard every night, and they're well coached. So I think Minnesota, though they're going to be a 7, I think they're going to have a very, very tough time. Memphis is going to have a very tough time against them. I think they're both going to have a tough time. I think it's two young teams with a lot of testosterone, a lot of young guys between those two teams. And I'll tell you what, they are going to get after it. I was surprised the way Minnesota got after the Clippers, those veterans and the Paul Georges of the world. And they really got after them. When it counted, Minnesota in that play-in game really got after the Clippers. And I think they're going to give Memphis all they want, and Memphis is going to give them all they want. It's going to be a game of attitude, a lot of pushing and shoving, a lot of talking, a lot of woofing. But that to me is the best series. Another great series, is you look at a team like Utah. Are they capable? Or are they capable of doing it? Utah and Dallas. That's a tough series. Is Luka going to be okay? He strained his calf. If Luka can't play, Dallas has had it. You look at Golden State versus Denver. Does Denver have enough? They keep saying Porter Jr. is going to be back. They keep saying Murray is going to be back. I don't see any signs of those guys being back. Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't heard anything. So, I think Denver, one of the hardest working teams in the NBA, they're going to have a very hard time against Golden State. And I think Golden State is going to get, Steph back in game 1 or 2, and they're going to rev it up. And I think they're going to come together and play well. They have enough skills and enough memories built up of how to do it. They have enough core memories to realize what being in a championship is. So, but in the West, it's really who is going to compete with Phoenix? I mean, stop and think of it. We know the Lakers aren't. I didn't talk about the Lakers yet. What? My favorite team to talk smack about, the L.A. Lakers, didn't make the playoffs, of course, as you all know. Fired Frank Vogel, who should have never been the coach. Again, he won in bubble basketball. I think I could have coached and won in bubble basketball. All you had to do was show up. You didn't have to travel or anything. So, they happened to get hot at that time. But, again, I don't count bubble basketball. Asterisk. But anyways, the Lakers are done. And now what are they going to do with that roster? How are they going to get rid of Russell Westbrook? They own $46 million. Is Anthony Davis ever going to be healthy again? Is LeBron going to be healthy a full season? Are you going to win with those players that they got? Will Carmelo Anthony stay with them? Hard to say if Carmelo is going to stay or not. I think he'll have to play for less money. They got some good young players that had a good year, and maybe they could have a good roster next year. But I see the Lakers in the same predicament next year, no matter who coaches them. I'm curious, who's going to be that coach? Who is going to be that Laker coach next year? Are they going to take somebody from another team? I hear them keep talking about Quinn Snyder, pulling him out of Utah, but I don't think Quinn Snyder's leaving Utah. I hear things about Mark Jackson coming back to the NBA and, getting off of the TV bench. I don't think he's got a gravy job over there with Van Gundy and as prognosticators for ABC and ESPN. So, hey, maybe it's going to be Charles Barkley. Charles seems to know everything about basketball and sports, and who's soft and who's not soft. And I don't know if he looked in the mirror lately, but he looked soft to me. As good as he was, he got a lot to say. And I always say, get in shape before you talk bad about other people. I know you were great and you're one of the top 75 ever, but dude, get some personal pride, lose a little weight. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyways, Lakers, they're done. Clippers, they're close to being done. So, we got a, L.A. boy. Woo, being an L.A. fan of Clippers and Lakers all those years, I tell you what. Man, oh man, what disappointing years. And a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries for the Clippers. The Clippers still work hard. I was really surprised in that game against Minnesota that Reggie Jackson played so poorly. Played so poorly. And it's interesting, Patrick Beverley, he felt disrespected. They never really paid him in Clipperville. He put in 3 or 4 really hard years for them, left his heart and soul there, goes off to Minnesota, gets a little bit of money, makes more money there, and playing game, and they beat the Clippers. And I mean, Patrick Beverley, like he does so well, was acting a fool, jumping on the scorer's table and waving to the fans, throwing his jersey into the crowd, just, so happy to beat the Clippers. Good for you, Patrick Beverley. You're one of the hardest workers in the NBA, but you are one of the biggest ball busters I have ever seen, period, in any sport. Man, can you get under people's skin? I mean, I saw him get under Morris Sr.'s skin the other night, and they're pushing each other on a jump ball, and oh my God, both getting technicals. And Patrick Beverley is just man, he's a chump, dude. He gets after people. But I'm curious to see who you all think is going to win it in the NBA. Again, it's the obvious answer, of course, is Phoenix, but I really, really believe that Miami's going to have something to say about it. Duncan Robinson's got to play well for Miami for them to do well. He hasn't had a big year. Duncan Robinson has been up and down, and his three-point shooting is really, really important. But if Jimmy Butler's playing and Tyler Hero's doing well and Adebayo's doing his thing, that's really a good ball club. I really like Miami's chances to go all the way. There's one X factor, I believe. I believe in the East. I don't believe it's Boston. I just don't think that, with Marcus Smart and Brown and Tatum, I'm not sure that Boston can do it because, again, you got to look at defense in the NBA. I think Boston will make it to the next round. I think they will beat Brooklyn. Does Philadelphia have enough? Harden really hasn't done much there. They got a nice team, and they go as Tobias Harris goes. They don't go as the big man goes. If Tobias Harris is hitting and you're opening things up in the middle, okay, you're okay. But Tobias Harris has to do it, and James Harden has to step up. We know what kind of presence they have in the middle, and it's just like Milwaukee. Has Milwaukee been sandbagging? Can they do it? So I mean, if you take a look at the East playoffs, it can be wide open. And the one team we haven't talked about yet, I've been waiting, Toronto. Toronto's got a nice team there. They got some nice players there. That is a very, very good ball club, led by Van Fleet. But that's a good ball club. I think that that young kid, Scotty Brooks, that rookie, probably will get Rookie of the Year. I don't know. Him or Mobley will get it, I guess. Mobley's had a good year, but I really think Scotty Brooks is a better player at this point. when you look at rookies. So I'm going to put my vote in for Scotty Brooks for your Rookie of the Year. But I think in the end, the East, man, Toronto could do it. Philadelphia could do it. Boston could do it. Miami is well coached. Spoelstra's a great coach. They play great defense. So, I don't know. I really, I don't know. If anybody can end up beating Miami, I believe it's Toronto. And we'll see what happens. Milwaukee may repeat. You got Giannis in the middle. You got a lot of good players there in Milwaukee. Holiday's such a fine player. Middleton's such a fine player. And if they all come together with their role players, they could really do it. They really could do it. So, I think the addition of P.J. Tucker helps them. He's a playoff-ready guy. He knows what the playoffs are about. He's been there many times. So, the difference maker, for Milwaukee may be P.J. Tucker. But there's going to be some battles. I'm telling you, got some big battles coming up in the East. And, I have to discount Brooklyn. I don't think they can do it. I don't think they can beat Boston. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be a lot of fun. Watch your home game. See who's playing. See who's injured before you make your bets. See what kind of points they're given. Look at teams that play the best defense. Those are all the things you want to bet on. In the West, again, I just totally believe it's a foregone conclusion that Phoenix is going to win it. And the thing that brings me great curiosity is Golden State going to make it happen? Can Golden State make a run? What do you all think? Do you think Golden State can make a run? I don't know. I mean, I am up in the air. I am feeling like Golden State is there's not enough continuity right now. There's too much in and out of the lineup. Steph is going to come back. Clay seems to play better when Steph hasn't been there. Clay's been playing pretty well. Clay Thompson been playing very well. I think that when Steph has been in the lineup and since Clay has come back, it hurts the kid Poole. So it's like Poole and Clay Thompson play very well together, but it doesn't appear to me that Poole, Clay Thompson, and Steph Curry play well together. Draymond Green is always going to be the guy dishing and bringing the ball up court and getting those great passes that he makes and playing defense. So Draymond's going to be there. I think that the X factor in Golden State it's very simple. They got a lot of talent. Wiggins has, since he made the All-Star team, I don't know what happened to Wiggins. Wiggins has not played well for Golden State since the All-Star game. He is missing a lot of shots. There's a guy they need. If they can get Wiggins to play well, if they can get Wiggins to step up with the combination of those other All-Stars, those great players, Golden State could beat Phoenix. And they're well enough coached by Steve Kerr. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be so much fun. So let's enjoy it. Let's talk soon. I'm going to be off a couple weeks. I got some things going on. Going to be traveling. I'll be back to doing the shows when we're into the playoffs a little bit, and we'll be able to talk a little bit more. But I'm not going to be on air on Let's Talk NBA for a couple of weeks. Just got to travel and do some vacation stuff and other things that I have going on. But I'm going to miss doing these shows the next couple of weeks. But look for me on the first part of May and enjoy the playoffs. Bet on your teams. Nothing like betting on NBA playoffs. I mean, every night you can bet on a game. Every night. We start for the playoffs on Saturday. So we got these couple of play-in games left, which, again, I hope the Clippers win and get the play-in and get the play against Miami. And we're going to see what happens between Atlanta and Cleveland. But I think Atlanta's going to win that game and end up having to play Miami. And again, Atlanta's capable. They made a nice run last year. So let's have fun. Let's enjoy it. NBA, best time of the year. I think it's better than any of the playoffs in any sport. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. Enjoy NBA. And we'll talk to you soon. God bless. Thank you.